like a bunch of people are in on this?
Yeah, not only are a bunch of people in on this, the more you hear about this plot, the more you'll understand that this is like the whole world is in on it.
Oh.
The only person who's not in on it is you.
Okay.
So it's like Yandere World.
Yeah.
So
The sequel to Yandere Simulator is Yandere World. It's an MMO where everyone's obsessed with everyone else.
hi, Ro.
Hey, Zax.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Zax.
Hi, Connor.
Hey, Zax.
Hey, Connor.
And Rogue. Hi.
Hi,
Toast.
Connor. Hi, Bob.
Clink glass. Yeah.
Okay, so we all know each other. Good. Mission
That doesn't work as well with
accomplished.
4 people. It takes so
It
long.
really doesn't.
It's a little dicey with 3 people.
Works better, though.
Yeah. Okay, well, so if you guys listen and are familiar with our Discord server, link in bio, then you've seen our text channel where mostly Rogue, but sometimes me, post fun fanfic excerpts.
That
Fun in
yeah.
huge air quotes.
Exactly.
Most of the time, there's 2 channels, one of which is mostly occupied by Rogue, and that one's the not safe for work one, and it's the air quotes on that one are bigger, much bigger. I can't. I'm not sure fun even applies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, so last time we apologized to the Sonic fandom, and that was its own adventure, but now...
Not to the fandom, to the franchise.
Oh, yeah, you're right,
I mean,
because the
yeah,
fandom's
'cause
the problem.
The fandom's the problem.
Yeah, well, okay, this one, the fandom is definitely the problem, and today, it's time to apologize to Billie Eilish.
Okay, you should probably apologize personally for getting her name wrong.
Sorry. Okay. But this is a common genre that I'm finding a lot of these stories. People who are fans of Billie really, really like the idea of yandere Billie Eilish.
Now, for those who don't know, what does that mean?
A yandere is somebody who is really obsessively in love with, in these X-Reader stories, you. And they're so in love with you that they'll do anything to have you. Maybe even moida somebody.
Ah.
And for the unlettered, can you explain who Billie Eilish is? Because, newsflash, I'm old.
Okay. Billie Eilish is an alternative
No,
music
okay.
pop
I would
star?
definitely call her pop. She's
I mean-
she's on my local alternative channel, but I'm like, this is an alternative.
Is it one of those like underground stations that disguise as one, but then just play top 40?
Recently.
That station that plays top 40?
Yeah, I
Disguise.
mean, yeah.
Is that really a thing?
I mean, everything's like controlled by iHeartRadio, so yeah,
That's true.
kinda.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know what? I'll get my joke out of the way early, okay? Billie Eilish says she's the bad guy when really she just makes bad songs.
Got her.
No, but seriously, I looked her up so I could learn more about her than I knew before, which was zero. And bad guy kind of was like a internet meme kind of thing for like a couple weeks. But like her debut album from last year, like sold a ton. I think she won a bunch of awards. Like 8
She
of
got
the songs
nominated.
were singles. Like she's really rising up and coming.
I mean, she
She's-
exploded so fast.
She's like this generation's Avril Lavigne.
You think?
Yeah, okay, I'd say that. I'd
In
agree with
terms,
that.
not
Concerned
not
that you would say that.
not necessarily so much in her music, a little bit in her music, but mostly in her style. She's like,
Really?
I'm a rebel, and I'm not like other people in the music industry, because I wear punk clothes and claws.
That's scary. I mean, that sounds like you might as well have just said you're predicting Billie Eilish will crash and burn in 6 months.
Okay, so here's the tea. This is a story that I found that I feel really captures the whole yandere Billie genre.
Okay, the subgenre
So-
of stories about Billie Eilish that are specifically about her
Yandere
being
Billie
yandere.
Eilish
Okay.
X-Reader. The dark genre, subgenre.
Yeah, this is kind of a microcosm of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, before we get it, here's the 3 things that this story covers. The writer doesn't know how anything works.
Oh,
That's
Two.
par for the course for fanfiction.
There.
unfortunately, yeah.
They're all try to be X-Reader, but they don't know what X-Reader means.
Okay.
3, the comment section is ridiculous.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's fair.
So, we'll get into that in a little bit, the comment section, but... So this is some fun lore. When I first found this story, well, my brother found this story and showed it to me and Bob, and we read the first chapter, and it was insane.
Yeah, they forced me to read the first chapter.
I've been obsessed with this story since I found it. We'll get to that too. But
Are you yandere for the story?
I guess so. Is making a video the same as killing for it?
It's killing.
Yandere, Zach's ex-listener.
She
No.
she basically
Okay.
killed me, making me read it.
Right.
I think we're killing the YouTube video genre.
Yeah, she's killing the channel. The channel's decent, but Zax is gonna kill it soon.
Oh gosh, oh no, I'm sorry. Okay. But when I first, there was an author's note that said, okay, so guys, I don't like writing Y/N all the time, so I put in Rose, but you can feel free to add in your name.
Rose?
Rose
Is
is
that
actually you.
That's
We're
the
Rose.
OC.
But it's not an OC at first, it was us, your
like
ex-reader.
ROSE. I thought you meant like ROWS. Like they did some real weird thing to try and just get out of writing Y/N.
Well, I mean, they kind of did, because they wrote a story featuring
Yeah.
a character and then just told you can sub one of the characters out for Y/N.
Is it?
Yeah.
But isn't that true of every story?
Is it still
Yes.
in second
I
person?
can do that anytime I read anything.
Now it's just
It
a
was-
story about Rose. Or-
Yeah, it was never in second person. It was always in first person, Rose's point of view. And so then I guess it came to their attention like, oh, this isn't really an X-reader at all. This is just an OC. So now it's an OC, but I've read it too much as with the X-reader mentality. So for the rest of this video, when I talk about what Billie does to Rose, it's what she does to us. Us in this call and you listen.
I mean, can I say real quick that I once had an argument with somebody in the Still Don't Comment section, or maybe it was in a video, I don't remember. I stated basically that I would prefer... I don't really get the appeal of X-Read or anything, and instead I would just prefer them to just put a character in and just write about their character, and then I'll just read about their character. And it seems weird to me that they've done that, but not admitted they've done that.
Or
Because,
done that,
Rose is just their OC, who does things I wouldn't do.
or has
and-
done that, but is still trying to appeal to the X-reader audience.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it is better to just say Y/N, but I don't know. It seems really strange to me.
Couldn't they have just written the story with Rose in there and then find and replace Y/N?
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
mean-
can... Again, that's something I can do with any story. I can take
Well-
I can take an instruction manual and replace size 2 screwdriver with my name, and then it's a story about me.
Yeah. But,
How
okay.
wonderful.
So, but the point is, it was originally an X-reader, and so that's how I maintain the story. So,
Sure.
first chapter 1 is called Owned, all lowercase. And it's in Rose's point of view, and the very first thing, as an OC, what do we need to establish about ourselves?
What
Clothing.
we're wearing.
Close. But we need to establish that we're not like other girls.
Oh,
Dang.
Is it
Darn.
is it through our clothing?
We missed something so much more fundamental.
No, actually we don't mention what she's wearing yet, because soon Billy's gonna start telling us what we're gonna wear.
good.
That's
So
true.
it doesn't
That's
matter
true.
yet. So first,
It's been a while since I've read this. Does your character have any cool traits like... Does Rose have any cool traits like color-changing irises? Or like, I don't know, crazy hair color or something?
No, in fact, if this is to be the face claim for us and Rose, then we look pretty basic.
Okay,
Wait,
this is not an
I'm
X
sorry.
story at all.
I don't have a face claim. I have my own face.
I don't know if it's just like the general expression. It doesn't say, there's no captions, I don't know. But I'm assuming
I mean, that
that's...
was my expression reading
do
the
they?
story.
Does it say face claim in the text or?
No,
What
but
is
each chapter allows like a top like image. Like this is the chapter 1 gift.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
So-
Wattpad.
Maybe that's just our expression.
So maybe, yeah.
I don't want
but
to get
okay.
owned by Billie
So-
Eilish.
So here's the tea. Okay, so we're going to a concert with our friend, but we got meet and greet tickets, so we get to meet Billy before the concert. We're not even going to try to sneak our friend in. They're just going to wait to go see the concert like everybody else.
To be fair,
But
don't be a jerk. Don't try to sneak your friends in.
Yeah, come on. Support the artists.
well, that's good. But we're not like other girls because everybody is falling all over themselves, and we have this to say about it. My jaw dropped when I saw the people in the meet and greet line fighting over being the first one. I understood they were too excited to meet Billie Eilish, but they can still try to behave as decent human beings. They all had meet and greet tickets, so they would all meet Billie no matter what. So why was it important to be early in line? I had no intention to join the bloodbath and just accepted being the last one in line. We're not like other girls.
Yeah.
We're not in such a rush. We can respect our
Even
place
though
in
you
line.
got meet and greet tickets, so you're obviously a huge fan.
But
You're like-
we're civilized.
I'm a big
Okay.
fan, but I can wait my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just like the idea of it's like, first of all, like we find out there's a bunch of security guards around Billy like all the time, so no one's trying to maintain some order. Like, hey, you guys having a bloodbath?
They'll sort themselves out.
Yeah. Only the strong ones get to meet
Survival
Billie.
of the fittest.
Billy, if you let them do their thing, there'll be like 10 of them that you don't have to meet.
Yeah. So it's finally our turn. Oh, also, how convenient is it that we are dead last in line?
Well, when you walk as slowly as Rose does, it's not that surprising. She's not like other girls.
So we finally see Billy, and here's something interesting. My heart instantly stopped beating when I looked into the familiar Ocean Eyes, and I recently learned that Ocean Eyes is a song by Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Every time we talk about Billy's eyes, those ocean eyes, those intimidating ocean eyes, those frightening ocean eyes,
That's not
those
gonna get old.
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but that's called clever writing.
Here's the thing,
So-
though. That,
Really clever.
you know what makes that weird, though, is what are the chances that the song Ocean Eyes are about her own eyes?
I mean, that seems pretty unlikely.
So that makes it so weird.
Okay, so she sees us, and the first thing she does is she says, "You finally came!" And she pulls us into her arms, and we're very surprised. But then she says, "You have no idea how long I waited for you." She mumbled and sniffed my hair.
Okay.
So now we're a little weirded out, and we're like, "I'm sorry, I think you've got the wrong one." And then she's like, "No." So she keeps insisting. And we're just like really casual about this because we're like, this is our idol, but, this is still a stranger too. So we're kind of wary right now. But then she talks about how obsessed with us she is right off the gate. We just met her. And she's saying that she always tried to catch up on your Instagram, but you hardly post there, and even if you do, it's nothing private, so I couldn't find out where you are.
That's
Cool.
the point.
But I guess we did post something that indicated that we're a fan of Billie Eilish. So her only hope was that you would come to my concert since I knew you were a fan and now you're finally here.
But what if she didn't tour anywhere
okay.
close to where this person lived?
So you retroactively like have posted something on Instagram that Billie found and like led to her absolutely like getting obsessed with you.
Like,
Yeah.
like
I
what
guess.
if she was only touring in the UK and we're in America? Like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Billie, but I'm not traveling to the UK for a concert.
Well, I happen to know some of this backstory, and why Billie is obsessed with you is just as preposterous as that she's obsessed with
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I know nothing about this story, so I'm the one going in completely
Oh,
blind.
I'm completely blind too.
Oh, but all right, weird.
Okay. So then we ask a pretty standard question. If you're following me on Instagram, why don't you just send me a DM? And like a normal person instead of this weird long con. Then she says, first I was just shy, but then I got famous and I'm not shy at all anymore, but my team told me I shouldn't send or reply to direct messages. Now, because of what we know now, I'm assuming this is because her team is like, look, if you want this to work, we can't leave a paper trail behind. So keep that in mind.
Oh, so it's not just a standard like, yeah, Billie, since you are a notable person, we
should
what am I trying to say?
moderate. We should moderate what
you do need to moderate what you,
You
do.
can't
No,
be
it's
sliding into the DMs.
like a bunch of people are in on this.
Yeah, not only are a bunch of people in on this, the more you hear about this plot, the more you'll understand that this is like the whole world is in on it.
Oh,
The only person who's not in on it is you.
okay.
So it's like Yandere World.
Yeah. So
The sequel to Yandere Simulator is Yandere World. It's an MMO where everyone's obsessed with everyone else.
If there's still any anime rappers out there, I don't know if that's still a thing, but Yandere World is your new mixtape.
That is a good mixtape name, yeah.
So Billie is like, you need to stay backstage and watch the concert, and we're going to talk after. It's going to be great. She's making all these plans, and we feel
By the way,
uneasy.
it'd be so much worse to watch the concert from backstage. Like, yes, you're physically closer, but like, ugh.
You have to
Well,
watch
that's
it on a
what we end up
screen.
bringing up. We say that we'd rather watch the concert from the front than from the side. But really, we actually would like to, but Billie's just being a little too creepy. And then
Fair.
she says, let me make myself clear. I want you here. Never tell me no. Understood?
Is that a quote?
That's a quote.
Oh, okay.
So then we're like, actually, like, we came with our friend. We were going to watch the concert with them. And then she says, no, I'm going to go get them. But before she's even left the room, our friend Simon is right there. And the guy, he's a Billie fan. So he's like, oh my gosh, like, this is so cool. Like, thank you for letting me come backstage too. But she just ignores him. And she's just glaring at Simon. And we're apprehensive. And we're still uncomfortable with all of this. But Simon doesn't know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to take a picture with her.
Simon
and she's
doesn't know how to
very-
read a room, I guess.
No. And she says, no, you're only here because of Rose, so don't irritate me.
What a good
And
person to look up to.
No, I mean, I appreciate she's setting her boundaries.
Okay.
so we're at the side, and then Billie says, stay here and wait for me. And if your friend does something stupid, then he will be kicked out sooner than he can say bad guy.
Oh.
What?
Clever
So-
writing.
So he's like, so now
Let me
he's
just
like,
look
oh,
up a list of Billie
yeah.
Eilish songs so I can do this too.
Hi, I am musician. I frequently reference my own songs.
Yeah.
By title.
I was gonna say, at least saying ocean eyes in quotes makes sense because it's describing her eyes. But why? Why bad guy? That's not even a reference to anything. Like, not even
Hi,
quicker than
I'm
he can
Angus
say.
Young from AC/DC. I'm TNT. I'm Dynamite.
I agree
So-
with Connor, who is my boy. I'm just looking at lists of songs. I've never heard any Billie Eilish songs. Bellyache.
The whole time, Simon is starting to get, like, he understands, like, this is not normal. What's going on? But the concert was still great. You know, Billie was a great performer. It was just a shame we couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then she said, the show's over. She comes out and she's like, did you like the show? And then we're trying to be chill. And we're just like, well, the audience was so loud. They definitely loved it. She's like, no, but did you like it? And she hugs us some more. And we're still uncomfortable, but fine, you know, whatever. And
Can I just say, in any uncomfortable situation, the one thing that has made it all better is more hugging.
Right.
That
Not
always
wrong.
makes it better.
Just need to hug it out.
Yeah. You know, like, I walk into the room, Connor is naked, and I'm like, oh, this is awkward. And Connor assuages my concerns by hugging me, and now we're all good.
Right. Right.
We lived together for quite a while. This happened a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I went to my grandfather's funeral earlier this year. I tried to hug it out with him. People kept pulling me away.
Yeah.
That's because of social
don't think they
distancing,
got
though.
Yeah. I mean, they really should have tried.
Right.
Yeah, whatever.
so,
It's based on a true story.
oh, that's good.
The same way that Checkpoint is based on a true story.
I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say in the same way that this story is based on a true story.
In the same way,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
In that Billie Eilish exists.
It exists, therefore this is true.
Yeah.
The events did happen.
Yeah.
Well, now, I gotta say, we take this all in pretty great stride, because at this point in the hug, Billie Eilish is just groping our butt, and Simon starts coughing. And we say, we almost forgot he was there.
Are we maintaining a
probably-
good 6 feet between us and Simon?
No.
What?
But
Wait.
it's fine, because, like,
No, go ahead.
oh no, just the issue here is that he probably felt like the millionth wheel. That's the problem.
Well, yeah.
So now Simon is escorted off the premises, and we're like, hey, you know, we're leaving with our friend. And then she says, no, he's going to leave now. And we're like, well, if he leaves, then I'm going to leave too. And she grabs us, and we're very offended at this. We're like, no, like, we want to leave. No. We get chloroformed by her security guards.
Oh my god.
What?
By her security guard, she said.
Why?
So we've got at least one goon in on this.
So is yandere, like the genre as a whole, not yandere Billie Eilish, is it, do they often do things this illegal? Is it romanticizing it? Are we
Well,
supposed
usually
to be like, wow.
it's just the yandere character is just doing it on their own. Usually, I guess Billie Eilish slipped her security guard a cool, you know, several $1,000s to do this or something.
Yikes.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one thing that they never address, why everybody is just cool with all this. I'm assuming because Billie is so famous, no one has the heart to say, like, this is messed up. Well, they say it. Well, we'll get to that.
So, I guess this is a world without the Me Too movement.
No, this is a world without any sort of how do you say this? Diversity of opinion.
Boundaries?
Yeah, boundaries, but also there's no diversity of opinion. Specifically, everyone shares the opinion that you should be owned
Yeah.
by Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish runs the world. She will get what she wants.
She's
Right.
the bad guy.
Oh, that's what that song's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've still never heard it.
Duh.
Yeah. I'm the bad type, might enslave you type.
Yeah,
That's the
might
lyrics,
steal
right?
your daughter type.
Yeah.
So, okay, so when we come to, it's like 2 days have passed.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And
Who
Yeah,
gets
so-
chloroformed
That is
so
some
hard
chloroform.
that they're knocked out for days?
I mean, the line when you get chloroformed, you're either out for a moment or dead.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're a fighter. We
Yeah.
push through. So okay.
fight through the brain damage. Cool.
So Billy is like, "Hey, hon, you must be hungry. I can get some room service," and we push away from her. And we're like, "Stop acting
By the
so
way,
caring."
where does she? When we wake up, how close is she to us?
Oh, okay. She
If I
is
remember
like,
correctly.
yeah, we wake up to hot breath against my lips while I slowly got conscious
Gross.
again.
Billie Eilish just stayed there for days. Just like,
I don't know what her commitment was, because she does say, "I'm glad you're finally awake. Watching you sleep is fun," but it gets boring after a few hours.
So it's not that fun.
well, yeah, I mean, you just need to have enough distance to be able to slip your phone in between you and the person you're watching, and then, you can browse the internet.
Yep.
Yeah. You can breathe on them.
It's like,
So,
hey, I can't really focus. Can you back up like 2 more inches so that I can get a focus on this, on these tweets? Thanks.
So we have a bit of an argument because we're like, "Hey, you kidnapped me." And then she says, "Look, you don't know the rules yet, but you better watch your mouth. I didn't kidnap you." We go back and forth a bit, and we're like, "Look, you brought me here even though I said no. That's kidnapping." And she says, in like what I can only imagine is like the smuggest voice possible, "How can I kidnap you when I legally own you? That's right, you are mine now because I bought you. I paid your parents to let me have you. I can show you the papers if you don't believe me."
Yes,
I
please.
don't
show me
believe
those
you.
pictures.
Okay, so we live in a world, and my theory is my working theory. When I read that, I said, "Is this fanfic set in an alternate universe where the South won?" Because
Yeah.
because you are legally owned by Billie Eilish because your parents sold you.
What?
Yeah.
So,
Too?
and she has the papers to prove it, which implies that if you ran away, you would be brought. I think they clarify if you ran
Yeah,
away.
they do clarify, yeah.
That if you ran away, she would just be like, "Hey, I own that girl. Can you bring her back?" And the cops would just bring you back.
Okay,
So,
so,
like-
yeah, this is a world where literal,
That's the Fugitive Slave Act.
literal 18th century slavery exists for you.
For you.
So,
And so yeah, so now it's not just Billy, it's not just her goon, it's apparently the federal government and your parents are all down with this.
yeah. I will say, though, part of our edgy, not like other girls
Are there
backstory...
do other pop acts have slaves in this story? Does it go far into that? Does it develop this
No.
universe?
We only know Billy's life. We only
does-
know our life.
And also, do they specify how much your parents got paid?
No.
That
Because
would
your
be an
parents
interesting
clearly have
detail.
enough money to. How old is Rose?
Okay, we are a year older than Billy, and we're 17.
Okay,
Oh.
so
16-year-old.
Yikes.
So
'Cause I guess
hold on.
here's the-
So
yeah.
so if you're 17, your parents probably paid for the tickets. So they have enough money to buy tickets so you can meet Billie Eilish, right?
No,
They-
we worked all summer for those tickets.
Okay.
It's part of our edgy backstory is that we had a bad home life and our parents didn't care about
Oh,
us.
that's
Oh.
why they sold us. Okay.
They
Oh,
were
that
glad
makes
to
a
get
lot
rid
of
us.
sense.
Yeah.
Right.
That totally, that
Yeah,
invalidates
yeah.
all my dumb
Yeah, this
I
questions.
mean,
persuades
if your
all my
parents like
arguments.
really don't like you, then yeah, they probably
Slavery,
they probably paid Billie Eilish to take you out of their hands.
Yeah,
Just like, hey, here's a dime. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
you want her so bad, keep her.
Yeah.
So this is all hitting us. Our parents don't want us. We're not free anymore.
The government doesn't care.
Yeah.
Not one person down the chain has thought, legally this seems dodgy.
We're gonna meet a lot of people, and we're gonna have a lot of chances with what we think will free. But we'll get to that.
Oh.
So this is all sinking in, and Billy is like, "Okay, so do you want me to touch you?" Like, she's ready to go,
Oh.
and we say, "No, please don't." And Billy immediately, well, no, instantly.
Oh,
got run out of
instantly.
anger.
Okay. Is it? Do they ever say instantly? Like with
No,
a
it's
T?
always
Okay,
it's
Instanley.
always spelled without a T.
Like my my plumber Stanley. In Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get a little bit of foreshadowing, because remember she already said, you don't know the rules.
How
yet,
much
so-
foreshadowing do we need? We're about to enter a life of servitude.
Well, check this. Okay, so rule number 1: never reject my advances. You always want everything I want. Understood?
Oh.
No.
And so
Oh, no,
What
Connor,
if-
Connor, you have to imagine you're a slave now.
Okay, but what if you
Oh.
don't reject advances but still don't want it?
oh,
No,
that
no,
comes
you
up.
want everything she wants. You're a slave now.
Yeah.
Billy at least needs to believe that we want it.
Okay.
So then, last we end with Billy demands we strip.
This
And then
is,
the last-
this is
here's
what this is what the writer likes.
Okay, so here's the thing. When she tells us to strip, she says, "I want to see what I bought," she said,
Ugh.
licking her lips, and my body
Okay.
instantly shivered.
At which point are we supposed to find this sexy?
Well,
Like now or
we'll get-
later?
Well, the comments already are in.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Every
no, we've already
comment-
hit the point where the comment section is titillated.
Oh no.
It's all like, "God, I wish this were me" kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
One comment for this chapter by Temp2471 reads, "I don't know whether, like outside, to be spooked or turned on."
so
Spooked.
That's all of them, basically.
I don't want to yuck their yum or anything, but this is somebody who's fantasizing because they have like a slave fetish, probably. Which in that case, it's a fetish and it's not real. I mean, it's real, but the situation isn't real. But our character in this story believes that this situation is real because it is. Apparently, we're an actual slave, and it's a no for us. So I don't understand how that's sexy.
Yeah, like
Well-
what people actually want in their heads. Okay, not everybody. I'm not trying to generalize everybody,
Sure.
but imagine if
The
this were a
fans,
story
yeah.
where Billy just wanted to be your best friend and flew you out to her mansion in Hollywood and you two had a great time, without like all of this getting enslaved kind of thing and like you pushing back on her apparently for a good amount of the story.
Yeah.
That kind of gets in the way.
I will say though, it's interesting to me. Like, if this were, like it's interesting they've projected all this entire fetish thing onto a human being who lives in the real world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if they had projected all this onto a fictional character, it would be unusual, but at least it wouldn't be dehumanizing. But not only are they dehumanizing themselves by fetishizing the idea of them being enslaved, but also they're dehumanizing the other person as a slave owner.
It's just
Because, newsflash, I don't think Billie Eilish is into slavery.
it's especially
What?
weird, I think, that they're using Billie Eilish as a 16-year-old. Because it's
Right.
a real person who used to be 16. Yikes.
Yeah. Source, have been 16.
Like,
Yeah.
Also, when I was 16, wasn't into slavery.
like Bob,
So that's a sample size of one.
I mean, like Bob said, it would be different if it was like, it would still be really creepy if it was just a fictional character who was 16 and enslaving another human being. That's creepy, but whatever. It's
Yeah,
not.
like if you had, Snape from Harry Potter doing this, then it's like, well, at the end of the day, Snape doesn't exist. So you're not exactly disrespecting him.
Right.
But I don't think Billie Eilish would appreciate you writing this story.
Especially because like you're intentionally or unintentionally fetishizing a person who was a real life child. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, when she was
It's-
famous, she was underage,
Yeah.
so...
They're using her her age from when she was underage. It's not like they aged her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like, this also isn't a high school AU where they aged an adult.
Yeah, I mean,
which is still not great.
There's like
but, like
so many layers of how this is not great.
Right.
Well, okay, so this is the final sentence of the chapter, and then I'm going to immediately read the author's note, just because this is how every chapter of this whole story ends, and I want you to just feel that. So, we've just been told to strip, we're told that we always want what she wants us to want. And then the last sentence is, how could an idol turn into your worst nightmare so fast? Hey guys, I hope you liked it. What will Rose's life be like? Also, if you like this chapter, then please show me your love for this story by voting. Have a nice day. XOXO.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
I've already said my piece about author's notes.
So, chapter 2, why me? And basically, we're denying it. We don't want to strip, but then we end up having to because she slammed us against the wall and got very violent. We're shivering, and she just bites her lip. We're embarrassed about this whole thing.
Yeah?
And so finally, we're allowed to put our clothes back on. And we say...
Am I allowed to put my skin back on?
Did you
No,
cringe
I'm
out of it?
cringing hard.
Yeah.
Just leave it out for the rest of this recording.
You won't
Cool,
need it.
thanks. Won't need it.
So, and here's something too. Billy always gets so smug with us, and it's kind of annoying. Because we say, can I ask you a question? You just did, but go ahead.
Oh, that's her worst aspect.
Yeah.
She'd be a great person if it wasn't for that.
I mean, to be fair, if I was owned as a slave by someone who did that, that would be the straw that broke the camel's back for me.
The worst aspect.
Yeah, that
Well,
really would.
You know what's kind of funny, though?
I'm not down with being a slave for you, but you really gotta stop doing that.
Well, here's the thing, too. As the story goes on, and, like, we just keep getting more and more just over Billy. We're, like, so not even... It always says stuff like we're trembling, but every time we speak to her, we're just, like, so over it. Like, oh my gosh, Billy, you're so... Like, this is real tired.
What?
Like, I get it. You're obsessed with me. That's all you do.
Like, you're not even falling in love with her. You're just getting
Bored
used
of
to
it.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great.
Jeez,
So,
what kind
okay.
of fantasy is this?
This is very strange.
Real. It's so weird, too, because the comments are all like, man, Rose, I'll trade places with you in a heartbeat. And it's like, go ahead. She's not interested. So, okay, the question we had before she got all smug was we wanted to know, why me? Why did you want me? And so here is the story that I'll read this and then we can talk about why. This is... Hold on. Actually, do you guys want to put a guess? Not Bob, because he knows.
Yeah.
But Rogan Connor, do you want to put a guess? It's very anime. Why Billy's obsessed with us?
Oh.
I think each of you should take a stab at a scenario that it might be.
Okay.
And I'll give you a free point. It's raining.
Oh, she offers her umbrella.
I was gonna say she's your long-lost sister, but that would make it even weirder. I don't know, you threw me off with the anime thing.
Well,
why not?
long lost. Okay. Long lost is a good start.
Okay, so here's what Billy has to say about why we're in this mess. I already told you that you saved me on a bad day of my childhood. I was alone at the playground, soaking wet from the rain. I just signed a record deal and the pressure and stress was killing me. Then you came and asked me about my well-being. Just like that. Usually people wouldn't care and just leave me alone. But not you, even though you didn't know me. You gave me your umbrella even though you would get wet yourself and walked me back home. I couldn't get you out of my mind ever since. And then this occurs to us and we're like, oh my gosh, I should have just left her in the rain.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give both of you
Nice.
the point on that because sister, you know that it couldn't have been that, but long lost is accurate, and the umbrella is. I mean, that's spot on.
So,
Wow.
how old was she when she signed her record deal that she was at a playground?
Like 13 or something? I don't know.
It was
like
long
not
ago.
long. I'm on Wikipedia, and it's like Billie started gaining attention when she uploaded something to SoundCloud in like 2015.
Yeah, so I don't know how old this story wanted her to be.
So like,
because
I don't know. It happened the year before this concert. If this was a few years ago when she was like,
Well,
16.
no, I mean, keep in mind, this is still set in the universe with the South one, so, who knows how else this diverges from reality.
Right.
Okay. So then after this, she said, because we're like, why didn't you just talk to me? And she says, I want someone who only lives for me and like who thinks of me as the center of their life. So what's better than owning someone?
Talking to someone.
Why didn't you pick any of the other girls at the meet and greet who were getting in a bloodbath to talk to you first? You literally had like so many other girls who would have like dropped and kissed your feet then and there. I guess it's the kind of thing about no, I want to break you down kind of thing. But it's just like, no, come on, there was such an easier path.
But
Yeah.
consider, there's no guarantee those other girls had umbrellas.
Also, she's not like other girls.
That's true.
Yeah,
Right.
we're special. And so she says, someone who can't leave me even after they found out that I am a total wreck.
Okay, but
then
we do
we
want to
own
leave
them.
you now.
Well, we said, this is what we have to say about that. This girl had many psychological issues. No sane person ever said things like that.
See, so this is what I don't get about, because the author is clearly finding something about this to be
At
stimulating.
least interesting and nice.
But the character clearly doesn't. And so I'm like, how can you possibly write a character like this when you want this to be stimulating in some sense? Other than...
Well, I guess, does the writer want to be Rose or does the writer want to be Billy?
Oh, that's a good question.
Maybe the writer doesn't want to be either and is instead trying to write something just uncomfortable. In which case, why?
I
Okay.
have to think they're leaning really hard into the like, no, I don't like you, but eventually I'm gonna Stockholm syndrome into liking you. But it sounds like that's not gonna happen. It sounds like this OC is not going to like. Sorry,
Yeah,
it sounds like you aren't going to like Billy at any point.
Yeah, you're gonna, she'll grow and grow and grow on you until finally you just dislike her instead of hating her.
So now it's time to... Billy's going to break down the rules of our new lives. And then this is... I love that we're still not fully getting the gravity of the situation we're in. Because we say, rules? What did she think I was? A slave?
Okay.
Wait, does it say that?
Yeah, that's verbatim what it says.
Yes. That is what she thinks you are, because that's what you are. If you are legally owned by another person, you are a slave.
Now I'm just going to read these rules. And mild spoiler alert, just so you can be on the lookout. One of these rules is not like the others.
Oh boy.
I already told you rule number 1, never reject my advances. If I want to touch you or kiss you, you will let me. Rule number 2, always stay by my side and listen to what I say right away. I don't like to repeat myself. Number 3, don't talk to anyone unless I say it's okay. Number 4, never try to leave me. I legally own you, so you have nowhere to go anyway. Number 5, never lie to me. Number 6, never raise your voice and watch your language. I don't like to be disrespected. Number 7, you'll be vegan from now on.
Any of those
Those
stand out?
vegans literally can't stop from telling
Yeah.
everyone that they are.
It's kind of a meme that, like, oh man, it's kind of a meme that, like, oh man, vegans are always trying to push it. No, they'll push it on their slaves.
So, we go to bed.
By the way, can I just say real quick, that one of those rules was that if you run away, there's nowhere for you to go. That it basically implies that the Fugitive Slave Act is still in effect.
That's also not a rule. That's just a fact of life,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Just they re-emphasize that as we go.
Good.
So we do our bathroom routine. It's time to get ready for bed, and we look outside. We go to the balcony for a little bit to try and like collect our thoughts. And we're in San Francisco, and we're looking at how beautiful it is, but we can't enjoy ourselves because we're slaves. So
Fair.
Billie wraps her
Relatable.
arms around.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
relatable.
And she wraps her arms around us and says, "It's a beautiful view, right? But you're even more beautiful."
Hey, just a note for everyone listening, everyone in this call. Never say that to anyone. It's just stupid and corny.
Yeah. So then we're already getting fed up with Billie because she's insisting on holding us while we go to sleep. And then we just say,
I mean, that's why I'm fed up with you, Zax.
So I'm just gonna ignore you. So she says, I wasn't able to get a word out of my mouth and just pretended to fall asleep, but she wasn't having it. She pulled my chin up to force me to look into her ocean eyes.
Again.
All right, yeah.
Good
was-
writing.
She truly was a beautiful girl, but her delusional behavior was too strong for me to truly appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I still think
If you
she's
weren't so
beautiful.
crazy, I'd be a fan.
Now, I need to read this part to you guys. One, so you can feel my pain, but two, because at a certain point we're going to start to get Billie's perspective, and Billie's thoughts about how the kissing goes is very different from how we think the kissing goes.
I mean, you'd expect as much, yeah.
Yeah.
So she wants a goodnight kiss, and before I could even reply, she pulled my chin closer and suddenly captured my lips. Her lips were soft but very aggressive. She was drawn to my lips, devouring them over and over before she asked for entrance. I didn't know what to do. I never kissed anyone before, but then she forced me to open my lips with her aggressive way of kissing and slided her tongue into my mouth. She moaned softly, but at the same time desperately into the kiss, devouring me even more, and it seemed like she would never stop.
Gross. First of all,
Wow.
I
You
hate
wrote that
this-
quite eloquently for someone who didn't know what kissing was.
I hate that.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't be with anyone who uses the made-up word "slided."
I hate that fanfic authors. Well, I mean, we've talked about the way they write kissing, which is
Yeah.
bizarre. But another thing about people are always moaning in these kisses, and I'm like, nobody moans when they kiss. What are you? It's not.
Whoa,
It's not that exciting.
whoa.
And also asking for entrance.
Like, if
is
someone
just
is moaning while you kiss
classic.
them, you should probably run.
I mean, you should stop and check if they're okay.
Yeah.
Because
That's
if you
true.
make eye contact and they're like glazed over and like foaming at the mouth, then you've got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So
maybe you've
first-
poisoned them, in which case, proceed.
At first, Billie was gonna respect the fact that our first time should be special, but after that amazing kiss, they're like, I don't think I can wait anymore.
I feel that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
So tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's gonna be the day.
Wow. I thought it was going to be like, so she's just going to like try right then and there in the heat of the moment. No.
No.
She's going to
She's like,
stop
"I can't
respecting
wait.
you, but
I
she's
can't
also
wait,
going
so
to
let
plan
me-
it out.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let me pencil you in for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got some time after 2.
She's like, it's just too good. I can't wait too long. Tomorrow's gonna be the day.
I guess, would you say that to Billie, you are my strange addiction? That's also a song. I've got the wiki open. I'm going to try to fit as many of these in as I can.
Hold
please
on, I
do.
closed my tab. Let me, I saw one. Hold on. Wish you were gay.
I was looking at that one going like, how am I going to fit that in? But yeah, Billie's a queen, and I feel like this is going to happen. She's going to say, you should see me in a crowd.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This one really works. Song. She has a song called Song.
How do you think she feels to have a song named after a TLC show? My Strange Addiction.
My Strange Addiction. You think she named it after the show?
Yeah, is that?
Yeah, the song's
Are the
all about how
lyrics
she loves watching marathons of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh my gosh. Okay.
After my short life or whatever that show about the dwarf family is, I watch my strange addiction.
Okay, so the next morning, we go to the bathroom, and there's a white dress waiting for us. It's our size. Billy would never wear something so feminine. And then she's like, you look good enough to eat. It's very creepy, but now we get to go outside of the room, and we're in the hotel lobby, and we meet her family. Her brother Phineas is there. And we're like, can we talk to him? Like, are we allowed to? And then he's like, you can talk to my family, Rose. Okay, like, we're supposed to know. But then he goes to shake our hand, and Billy slapped our hand very hard because we went to return the handshake. No one is But then this is, okay, here's the thing. This is Phineas we're talking to, right? But then it says, no one is allowed to touch you except me and Phineas. Never Oh, I guess this is a misplaced comma. I guess it was like, no one's allowed to touch you except me. Hey, Phineas, never attempt to touch her again. But the way it's written is like, except me and Phineas, comma, never attempt to touch her again.
Yeah, no one's allowed to touch you except me or my brother. And then, hey, that person who always shows up in these stories who doesn't have a name but is there. Hey, you, blank, don't touch her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The way you pronounce their name is by, like, blinking really hard.
Yeah, you open your mouth and blink really hard. And close
Yeah,
And you make
that's
a
how we
wish.
do it.
Yeah.
So then, we meet Phineas's fiance, Claudia, who, fun fact, I looked this up, because I was like, who is this Claudia? Because I saw some comments talking about how Claudia looks a lot like Billy, and people are weird, like, think that's, like, weird or whatever, even though it seems like just, I don't think that's anything. But Claudia is Nikki from Tag.
Oh.
So, full circle,
Full circle for our channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're sitting down, and Billy keeps touching us, and we're uncomfortable, but we're just, like, trying to ignore it. We get tired on the ride, and she, like, forces us to rest our head on her shoulder.
By the way, the other people here are obviously aware of your situation and
Yeah.
down with it.
Uh-huh.
So, well, check this. Okay, so someone calls Billy away, and they have to talk for a second. And then she says, listen, Claudia, this is the fiance talking. She says, listen, I know Billy is difficult, and her feelings for you definitely aren't normal. I've seen a lot of her outbursts when it came to you, and trust me, whatever you saw from her was harmless.
And you're still down with her being my slave owner?
Well, so this is going to keep happening. Because I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I tried to talk her out of her obsessive behavior, and she turned into a monster. Just trust me when I tell you that you don't want to push her. I unfortunately don't have any power over her, so I can't help you. But I'm always here to talk and cheer you up. So she's just an NPC in this sad story.
Yeah, Billy controls her life as well, basically.
I love that
Sounds
sentence.
She can do anything in the anime.
I tried to talk her out of her obsessive behavior. But
Yeah.
she
Hey, Billy,
turned into
just
a
like,
monster.
don't be obsessed.
So Billy comes back in and is like, hey, what were you guys talking about? And we're like, oh, nothing.
You and how beautiful you are.
Yeah.
Well, she hugs us and sniffs our hair. And she's like, I just can't stand to be away from you.
Fair.
And then when
A lot of
we
people have
say,
that
like,
reaction with me.
And then when we say we weren't like that, talking about anything serious, she says, you shouldn't lie to me, baby. I heard what she said, so this was just a test. You lied to me and put her first instead of me. You will be punished for that.
Who
But
are you?
Billy
Carl?
said
And
that
then
to
the
her
last-
mom?
No, to
Said
you.
it to,
Oh.
Right?
yeah, to us.
Yeah.
We're now in deep trouble. So in the last sentence is, I just digged my own grave. And then
Aw.
we get the
no.
question of the day.
Aw,
Beans.
digged isn't a word.
Chapter 3, I'm going to have to just skip over because it's just our punishment. Recap. We get spanked. It's honestly very horrifying. I had to pause many times when I was reading and collect my thoughts because it's awful. We're not happy. But then at the end of it, when it's all over, Billy makes us give her a kiss.
Oh, how thoughtful.
Yeah, that makes up for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she wasn't so crazy, I'd be in love.
So,
How long is this story, by the way?
we're about halfway through.
Oh.
Almost. Anyway. Okay, so now Billy has to go check on something again, and we're talking with Phineas. So this is like our second chance
Wait.
to get help.
Is it still in the same place, or did?
We're on the tour bus, so we went to a separate room to get punished, and now we're back in
Okay,
like
because
the
I was
main
gonna say
area.
it'd be really weird if it was like, hey, you're
Right there
sitting
in
with
the
my
middle.
family.
Oh,
all right, come with me. I'm gonna punish you. Now let's go back and talk with my family some
Let
more.
me say real quick, actually,
Oh,
we did have that Steel Donut recording about birthday spankings, where part of getting birthday spanked was doing it in front of your whole family.
Oh yeah, Billy's
so-
just
Yeah,
a
well,
believer in that.
Yeah, I guess.
Actually, no, I messed up. No, he knocked on the door and then came in. So yeah.
What?
And then she left. Yeah. Phineas
Like right in
knocked
the
on the
middle?
door.
After.
Like you're
This is
just
after
lying
the pun-
there with your spanked bum, and it's just like, hey, Phineas, no, don't mind it. Don't mind it.
Yeah. Well, no, this is after, we're like part of the aftercare, quote unquote, where we're kissing, but then there was a knock on the door, she stops kissing us, and then because Phineas is like, hey, tour manager needs to talk to you, I'll look out for Rose while you're gone. He asks if we're okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think you need to look out for Rose.
I think, like,
Oh.
make sure she doesn't run away.
Yeah, but like,
I mean,
well,
if she does,
is everyone really, really cool with her owning a slave?
well, hold on. Let's see what Phineas thinks about this. Because he asks if we're okay. And we're like, do I look okay? I got kidnapped and sold to a lunatic who beats me up if I don't follow the rules. And you ask me if I'm okay?
Good response.
I know that Billy has some anger issues, but I really advise you to try to listen to her as much as you can. Otherwise, you will always be miserable. Because Billy will never let you go. I was with her whole life long, and I know how intense her obsession is with you. Then
yeah,
why
everyone's
didn't
okay with it.
They've all stopped trying to assuage that, okay.
Well, here's the thing. We very reasonably respond to this and say, then why did you or your parents try to get it out of her? Why do you support her like this?
That's a good
You
question.
can't help someone who doesn't want to get help. She enjoyed to obsess over you. She enjoyed to plan how she will have you all to herself. She claimed that it cured her, but she never wanted to let go of it. There was nothing we could do.
Okay.
She didn't want to get it out of her.
There's you can have a real serious debate about whether or not, like, is it fair to treat someone who doesn't want to be treated, right? Except, like, at the end of the day, like, Billy's obsession doesn't just affect Billy.
Yeah,
it affects her slave.
Pro tip for anyone, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like doctor patient I can't think of words.
Confidentiality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confidentiality. Unless it involves another person that they could potentially harm.
Yeah. Suddenly the rules change.
I think the question here, though,
Mm-hmm.
here specifically for this story is,
Right.
can you treat someone who wants to do something that is apparently 100% legal?
Yeah, I guess that is a great question.
Like, no, you can't stop me from going to 7-Eleven and getting a soda? Like, don't
If it is on that level of legality, then I guess.
okay, but you know what I mean? Like,
I know
like,
what you mean. Yeah. It's not just a matter of her opinion; it's also a matter of the whole government seems okay with it. So
Billy's
Well,
obsession
apparently-
is completely legal and valid and able to happen.
according
It's
to the law,
beyond-
yeah,
It's beyond legal. Billy is god of the world.
yeah.
Because look,
Yeah.
no one wants to push her either because they don't want to lose their job or because they want to protect themselves.
I mean, I understand wanting to protect yourself, but like, not one outsider, like the people who get hired by her, like security, for instance, not one of them thought. I mean, well, even leaving aside all the people connected to Billy, entirely separate from that, you've got all of Congress who's cool with slavery, and they've made it legal. I mean, like, in the world that the story occupies, we've got ourselves a real bad sitch.
Is it just for Billie, I guess? Because you don't know that slavery is legal, apparently. Or it's still
Yeah, I mean,
bad.
it was a surprise to you.
Here's what I think this is what my theory is on the legal paper. I think that somehow Billie, a 16-year-old pop star, was able to get our parents to sign over custody of us. So now she is our legal guardian.
That's
That's what I think the loophole is supposed to be, but they never clarify what this paperwork
that's
is.
like Billie basically adopted you.
You can still get
mean,
emancipated.
Yeah, that you could still get emancipated, and also that's not, like,
Well,
that wouldn't be okay. Like, if you, like, Connor and I discussed in college how great it would be to adopt a 17-year-old. Just the
Okay.
two of us get common law married and adopt a 17-year-old.
I know somebody
You
who
know?
did this.
Adopt a 17-year-old who's real close to their 18th birthday.
Yeah,
So that,
and
like,
then
a
we-
week after we adopt them, they turn 18.
Yeah, and then we're just like bros for a week, and then they're outie. You know, they can do whatever they want. And, well, the thing is, like, if they ran away because we were their slave owners, I'm just saying this as an outsider, I think that would be fair.
There are no
Well,
outsiders in this story.
I guess.
Well, here's an important update. Now, this is the first time that we see Billie's point of view.
Will this make
So
it
remember-
make everything make sense?
Well, let's see.
Okay.
So, before, remember, Phineas calls Billie out to go talk to the tour manager. So this starts from when Billie left the room. I still felt a little bit of Rose's taste in my mouth, and it was addicting. The more I had from her, the more I wanted. She was a drug, but at the same time, she was my cure. I felt better when she was around. I still felt bad for hurting her, but I had to do it. I wanted to turn her into the perfect girlfriend who would only be there for me and only me. For that, I had to teach her to follow the rules. So she's, we're like now, I guess we're Billie, and we just want what's best for Rose.
As long as it's about...
No, we're being written as psychotic. This isn't being written as like, oh, this makes sense. It's an unreliable narrator. No, Billie is psychotic even in this first person.
Yeah. So then we're mad at Claudia, and we threaten her because we're like, how could Rose ever fall in love with me when Claudia scared her so much with stories about me? Stories about you? What was incorrect? Whatever.
Listen. Before I go, is the name of another Billie Eilish song. I just wanted to listen before I go.
Oh,
there.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Billie definitely sounds like the kind of girl to bury a friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure the
All the
Billie...
good girls go to hell.
Ilo Milo. I think
what
that's
the
how
fuck.
you say it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
So-
means.
I'm sure all the Billie Eilish
But-
fans really appreciate this.
Yeah, we're gonna make them cringe out of their skin as well.
Is this what's called fan service?
So, well, I
Okay.
don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
But here's what the tour man wanted to talk to us about.
Was it about slave ownership?
Well, I just wanted to inform you that the security system got expanded just like you wanted. No one can come in and or out of the venue as long as they don't get your permission.
What?
He said, and a bright grin was forming all over my face.
In what? Where does that work? Not even the tour bus, the venue.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, like, Madison Square Garden. It's like, no, you literally can't enter Madison Square Garden unless Billie Eilish says
Yeah,
you
Billie
can.
Eilish is gonna have a list of people. She's standing next to the bouncer, going, "You're not on the list. Get out of here."
Billie
Sorry.
Eilish is gonna have snipers guarding every doorway.
Uh-huh.
And,
Windows,
like,
exits, everything. Yeah.
yeah.
Even the vent system's guarded.
Okay, so now we go back to Rose's point of view, and after Phineas was like, I mean, yeah, it really sucks to be you, but if you just try to grin and bear it, maybe you can learn to like it.
Oh, so
And it just gets
it
quiet.
sucks to be you, but you can live like this for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's a
So-
good contrast.
Then we're alone with Billie again. And now she tries to canoodle again. And
Tries.
fast forward some things that we're made to do.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's the way. I mean, I don't want to because then I'll just have to cut it out later.
Yeah.
It's really not worth it. But the way that what we do is written, it's so gross. I'm just going to show you guys.
12 seconds later.
Ah!
Oh my god, let me, in my shock, revile and reveal every aspect of this. No, I'm not. Yeah.
So
I don't like these words.
Yeah, this
So,
is yucky.
well,
Yeah.
here's the question of the day for this chapter. Hey guys, hope you liked it. How dangerous is Billy?
Question of the day?
Dang, she's really scary, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Oh,
I think
hey,
she just wants to be
question.
Billy.
I see in the screenshot that you can see there are 6 comments on that paragraph. What do the 6 commenters have to say about that paragraph?
Let me get that for you.
While you do that, Billie Eilish literally has a song called Hostage. I don't even need to try and fit that one in.
Oh, maybe that's what that
So-
song is about. Maybe these are the lyrics to the song.
Yeah.
Someone said salty and slimy? WTF? And then someone responded, how dare you disrespect our queen, even though in this book she kind of psycho, but whatevs, that's sexy, I think, but still.
Now I know who this was written for.
And they go on like that.
Oh, good.
So, you glad you asked?
I'm glad the audience got a sense of some of the words that were used in the paragraph you posted for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, chapter 4, Billy's performing. The audience was wild, and Billy seemed so cool. If only she was actually like that.
What? What do you mean? She is actually like that. She's just also actually a slave owner.
So we're backstage in the show, and we're crying because it's go time today. Remember, Billy can't wait for long.
Right.
And it's go time. But then Claudia comes up, and she's like, oh no, you're crying.
Oh
what's the
no,
matter?
you're crying. I
You're
can't
crying.
imagine
Billy
why.
will never
What's
want
the
to
matter?
steal your virginity if you're
Here's the thing,
crying.
Claudia means well, but she's also delusional, so which makes me wonder how Phineas is. I don't know. Because we're saying we're scared, we don't want to go through with what's supposed to happen today. And then she's like, well, maybe you could just try to tell her that you're not ready. She wants you to love her, so maybe she'll understand. And we're like, no, because she's always demanding even though I showed her that I didn't want it. And then we go flash back to chapter 3 a bit. She comes out, and because we were so sad, Claudia hugs us.
That makes it all
And of
better.
course, and that's of course right when Billy comes off stage.
Oh no.
And her smile instantly dropped when she saw me in Claudia's arms.
Not in Stanley.
And she throws a tantrum, and then she threatens Claudia that she's gonna rip her face apart.
Like wild
Let's just-
lions.
Yeah. But then she wants to know why we're sad. And
Good
we're
question.
like, can we even really tell her? Is she just gonna get mad?
She'll get
And
mad
then
no matter
she-
what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then she says, if you don't tell me, then I can't fix it. She hissed very aggressive, and I flinched before I turned around to look right into her eyes. Not Ocean this time.
Just normalize.
Progress, yeah. So we tell her we're
It's
not
because
ready.
her eyes
and
change
then
color depending on her mood.
here's a fun guessing game. We tell her we're not ready. What do you think Billy says?
By the way, I just want to make it clear I haven't read to this point, so I'm as lost as you guys.
She says, I'm gonna make you ready.
Wait, can you
Ooh,
fit?
that's a good guess.
Can you fit a song title in here?
Yeah, I wish you were gay.
Or maybe just like an album title, like, I don't know. You try to be happy, and then she says, don't smile at me.
Or she says, you're everything I wanted.
So,
You're a hostage.
is that a real song?
Hostage?
Yeah, hostage.
Connor mentioned it earlier, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay. Well,
Or you better be ready, or you'll end up 6 feet under.
Oh.
okay. Well, these are all wonderful guesses and bonus points for shoehorning in all those song titles that the writer slipped on the job
Yeah,
and didn't do
idiot.
Yeah,
himself.
they've referenced like Ocean Eyes. Have they referenced any others?
Bad
like,
Guy.
come
Bad
on.
Guy.
They
and
referenced
that's it.
Bad Guy,
Oh,
remember?
well,
Because Simon needed to
Duh.
get
I mean,
his act together.
that's the free space on the bingo score on the bingo sheet.
Yeah,
They didn't even
that's
use
true.
it well.
You're right. If we kicked out sooner than he can say bad guy.
Bad.
So okay,
Like that'd
here's
be like
Billy.
that'd be like if I said, you're gonna get kicked out faster than you can say your final intro line. Like,
Yeah.
does anyone speak like that ever?
Yeah, like, I don't know, we're popular enough, the Steel Donut's popular enough to, like, I don't know, go on tour or do a comedy event or something, and we're talking to one of our fans, and it's like, you better straighten up or you'll be kicked out faster than you could say a reason for insanity.
Oh my god, that was really good. Okay, well, here's what Billy has to say. You are ready when I tell you to be ready.
Yeah.
You have nothing to be afraid of.
Okay.
And I promise that you will feel amazing when I touch you.
Okay.
Don't say okay.
I'm not
Like
okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with it. I'm just saying, your guesses weren't too.
Yeah.
Our guesses weren't
Okay,
too far off.
we made it through more dialogue, we are further in the story.
So
Exactly.
Connor and I were talking a bit before we started recording. And I talked about like a bit of the genre, like Demi Lovato stories. They're also crazy. And this is something I think is interesting, how there's always, even like at chapter 1, things I think got as bad as they could possibly get. But for some reason, the realization is still hitting us about just how messed up Billy really is.
Wait.
Because,
Really?
Yeah, because check this. So, after the events of chapter 3, we say, I thought after that her sexual hunger would calm down a little, but it actually only made it bigger.
What? How are you surprised?
We're always surprised.
Girl, look at that body.
Yeah, and before recording, I actually reeled that. Though I would not want to be enslaved by Billie Eilish, I would want to be enslaved by Charlie XCX.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
And that's why you've written 300,000 words of Charlie XCX Yandere story.
right.
Can I just say real quick, I was looking at the screenshots you were posting in the Discord, again, link in the description, and I saw you had that Demi Lovato one, and one of the tags was GXG lesbian LGBT.
Yeah.
That's the
You've
whole-
really covered the gamut in that one tag.
And then I asked Zax, I said, how many stories could possibly have that tag? Like, it's so redundant and also specific. And she clicked, and a bunch of stories do.
Yeah, 1.2 thousand.
Oh, I was gonna say that way they're the only story in that tag. But
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So then more happens. We get another set of rules about, like, but this is specifically about what Billy wants in the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
And I can skip over those rules because it's literally 6 different ways of saying, you'll do what I want. You want what I want. You'll do what I tell you. I have all the control. You'll never say no to me. Those are the rules.
Same rules.
The only rule that's not it's still that, but rule number 1 is we have to call Billy Daddy.
That doesn't even make
Which
sense.
I believe that's possibly a fandom thing. I could be totally wrong. But I do think I've seen, like, in, like, things where just, like, people, like, call Billy Daddy.
That is so weird. Billy is a young woman.
Yeah, Billy is like a 16-year-old girl who's also your age.
Yeah,
It's-
so
What?
so we beg for mercy. We say, like, please, I don't want to do
Hey.
this. Finally,
Hey.
Daddy is an unreleased song by Billie Eilish.
Oh, okay. That'd be amazing. Okay, so things happen, and just to
By the way, when I Googled Billie Eilish Daddy, Google thought I was asking for who her father was, which I love. Like, I'm trying to find out. I'm like, I wonder who Justin Timberlake's father's name. Justin Timberlake Daddy.
Daddy. Yeah. Oh, hey. Thanks, Google.
Yeah, Randall Timberlake. Who knew?
So, okay, here's the thing. So just to summarize a lot that I just skimmed down. Billie gets her way, because of course she does. But this might be where the tide turns, because at a certain point, Billie gets a positive reaction out of us, is what I'll say.
Oh no.
During all that's happening.
There's trouble in
And
paradise.
this is how it ends. Now I claimed everything about you. You are completely mine now. You can never leave me, and if you do, then I will get rid of everything and everyone that keeps you from me. She whispered against my ear. I should have been whispering that, I'm sorry.
You also should
And I
have been
shivered.
doing it against something so that it sounded like
Let me
this.
whisper in your ear.
The more time I spent with her, the more I realized how intense her obsession with me was. Hey guys, I hope you liked it. How intense is Billie's obsession?
How are you still discovering this?
You've
So
heard
she
it from
legally
literally
owns you.
everyone in her family.
Hi, sorry. In a world where slavery exists, but isn't common enough that you were expecting to get enslaved, is anyone confused about, like, if I got enslaved, the person who enslaved me in particular clearly has some kind of obsession with me. Like, it's not like they're going to, like, in 2 days go like, I'm over it, you can go home. Like...
Yeah, and it's like, you are everything I want, you are my whole world. Yeah, I think you said literally that same thing already.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And somehow this main
So-
character is still not getting it.
Well, okay.
I guess it makes sense that Billie keeps reiterating it because your character just doesn't understand.
So we've been talking for a while. I'm going to cut it here so we can talk about the second half in our next part. Because, so right now, it does seem like, because Billie got a positive reaction from us, and it was very long, that Billie has got us a little bit, right? So when we get back,
Yeah, it's starting to
Well-
turn romantic.
so check in with us next time, and we'll continue to see if Billie finally gets us. Thank you guys for listening, and remember to comment, like, and subscribe.